Welcome to video podcast number 69. I know some of y'all tripping because I keep moving around in my new place. This is like the third different angle. I still haven't found my ideal place. Again, the main thing I want, like, as you can see, there's too much light on my face. I'm real big on lighting. I told you that before. Real big on lighting. I don't like to film in a spot in my place where it has either too much light on my face, too little light on my face, or too much light on one side. Like there's some spots in my new place that I found where I have a lot of light on the right side, but not enough on the left side, and vice versa. And anyway, until I find the right spot. This is my home office. This is the second time I've made a video podcast. Okay, first I got at least a minor apology. A minor apology I want to offer to my Patreon subscribers. Because I had a couple guys make mention of the fact. They said, Alan, man, it seemed like all of your videos last month, meaning the month of November, were free videos. It seemed like you didn't hardly do any Patreon exclusive videos last month. Well, that's actually half true and half false. If you remember back, I think it was in June, I told you that here's my goal for every month. My minimum goal, I should say. My minimum goal for every month. My minimum goal for every month is to do a total no less than 8 videos total. That's my minimum goal for every month, is to do no less than 8 video podcasts total. And specifically, my minimum goal each month is to do 4 free videos, which would average out to roughly about 1 free video per week. That's my minimum goal. My minimum goal is 4 free videos per month. 2 Patreon exclusive videos for my $5 subscribers and up. People who are $5 subscribers and up. At least 2 videos per month for my $5 subscribers, and an additional 2 video podcasts for my $10 subscribers and up. My $10 subscribers and up. So 2 $5 videos, 2 $10 videos, and 4 free videos. That's my minimum goal every month. Now, where I fell short in 2 of those 3 areas, I actually fulfilled my minimum requirements. For the month of November, I actually did 8 free videos, which is more than I usually do. I did 8 free videos in the month of November. 8 free videos. I did 2 videos, Patreon exclusive videos for my $10 subscribers and up. So I met my minimum goal for my $10 subscribers and up. The one area where I failed last month was for my $5 subscribers and up. I had promised that I was going to do at least 1 $5 video during that last week of November, and I just couldn't find time to get around to doing one. So to my $5 Patreon subscribers, I apologize to you. I genuinely apologize to you because, you know, I love and appreciate all my Patreon.com subscribers, except for those handful of shady ones. And I try to deliver each and every month with you all. So yeah, any month where I don't deliver at least 2 $5 videos and at least 2 $10 videos, then that means that I have failed to deliver my minimum goal. So again, I didn't let down my free viewers. I didn't let them down. I gave them more than they really deserved. I gave them 8 free videos. I didn't let them down. My $10 subscribers and up, I did do 2 $10 Patreon exclusive videos, so I didn't let them down. But again, my $5 subscribers, I let them down. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot my drink. That means I'm going to have to take a pause here and go get my drink. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. See? Too much lighting on this label of this bottle. I don't like that. It's too much lighting. I don't like the lighting, so I'm going to have to change this. Shine. My favorite flavor of vitamin water zero. Okay, what I'm going to be talking about today, number one, is related to my latest Negro Manosphere article. My latest Negro Manosphere article, which is posted below. And honestly, my Negro Manosphere article is related to probably some content from at least 3 out of my last 4 or 5 video podcasts. Stuff to do with that. All these Hollywood related and media related accusations and allegations of sexual harassment and sexual misconduct. And also my video, if you remember, I did a video, I think, in the month of November. It was called Women Compartmentalize Men. Women Compartmentalize Men. So this is kind of going to be very much related to that video. Here's the deal. Oh, I am going to be doing a $5 video. Now, I got an announcement to make. I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. area this weekend. I'm doing at least one 4-hour session with a client, and I have at least one more opening. So if you live in the Washington, D.C., Virginia area, Washington, D.C./Virginia area, let me know. I got a spot open for a 4-hour session, one-on-one face-to-face coaching session. But yeah, I'm going to be in the Washington, D.C., Virginia area between Friday afternoon and early Monday morning. Between Friday afternoon and early Monday morning, I'm going to be in the Washington, D.C./Virginia area. So if you live in that area and you're interested in doing a one-on-one face-to-face coaching session with me, I'm not going to be available for the 8-hour session or the 3-day 14-hour session that I offer, but I am available for at least one more 4-hour session. So let me know. As always, leave me feedback through coaching at mo1.net, modeone.net, coaching. And as well as you can leave me feedback on my video. Now, I have to clarify this one more time. When I ask for feedback for my videos, that's not the same thing as inviting you to ask me consultation questions. You got to pay for that. You got to pay for email consultations unless you're a Patreon subscriber. If you're a Patreon subscriber, if you're a $10 Patreon subscriber, you automatically get at least one consultation session, email consultation question per month. If you're a $20 Patreon subscriber, you get 2 email consultation questions per month. So $5 you don't get any. But a lot of guys think when I say give me feedback, I just want general feedback on the video, the commentary I offer in the video, not consultation questions. That's totally different. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I mentioned I was going to be in the D.C., Virginia area. I'm also going to be in Las Vegas on the 27th, 28th, 29th. I think I got an opening for either one more 4-hour session and or one 8-hour session. So if you're interested if you're going to be in the Vegas area in between Christmas and New Year's, let me know. I told you this is a busy time for me. December, January, and to a slightly lesser extent, February is always busy for me, particularly in relation to one-on-one face-to-face coaching and consultation. I've been having a lot of consultations. Yeah, I got a lot of consultations booked this week Skype and telephone consultations. I momentarily lost my train of thought. Oh, what I was going to talk about today in this video, hopefully it'll be under an hour, but here's the thing a lot of you guys don't seem to understand. Some of you do. I would probably say maybe a lot of you do. There's some of you guys that I don't have to tell things 2, 3, 4, 5 times for it to sink in. Some of you guys, I say stuff once and you get it that one time. You get it. I don't have to repeat it to you ever again because you get it. Then there's other guys, you got to repeat stuff at least 2 or 3 times for it to sink in. Other guys, at least 4 or 5 times for it to sink in. Other guys, 9 or 10 times for it to sink in, maybe even more. That comes from your social programming. That's what it is. It's not so much that you're hard-headed, but it's that when I tell you things that goes against your social programming or your social brainwashing, that's when it's not going to sink in as quick, because what's basically happening in your mind is your social programming is rejecting a lot of stuff that I tell you. It's rejecting a lot of stuff that I tell you. It's like it won't allow your mind to have my knowledge, wisdom, and insight sink in because it doesn't want it to. Because it goes against years of your social program. Speaking of my one-on-one coaching and consultation sessions, remember I said, people ask me all the time, like, Alan, what's your process when it comes to coaching and consultation session? See, every consultation client and every coaching client I have is different. Not every one-on-one face-to-face coaching client is the same, and not every Skype and telephone consultation client I have is the same. Let's say my left hand, I've done this once before. Let's say my left hand represents the end goal, which is for you basically to exhibit mode 1 behavior with women on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. Let's say that's the end goal. There's some guys who are clients of mine that are this close to the end goal. I don't have to do much work with them. Then there's other guys that are this far away from the end goal. Then there's other guys that are this far away from the end goal. Then there's other guys that are this far away from the end goal. Then there's other guys that are this far away from the end goal. And so on and so on and so on. Matter of fact, I think I've told you guys, the woman who actually invited me to do my first speaking presentation, she was an attorney in Chicago. Her name was Kimberly Brown. And I've had a few other people make offer this same assessment. She said something I never forget. She said, Alan, after reading your ebook, she said, this is what I have to say about your book. I said, okay. She said, your book is simultaneously extremely simplistic, but at the same time, extremely profound and complex. And I said, I think I've had 1 or 2 other people tell me that before, but I said, I would like you to elaborate. What do you mean by that? She said, in terms of the advice you're giving, the actual advice you're giving to men, she said, that's not rocket science. She said, that's pretty simplistic. You're telling men to always be upfront, specific, and straightforwardly honest about their true, romantic or sexual desires, interests, and intentions. And I said, I agree. Yes, that's not complicated. She said, the complicated part of your book is for each man to identify the psychological factors that have prevented them from being that way up to this point. And I agree with her. I totally agree. And that relates to that thing I just talked about evaluating each client. See, some clients have way more what I refer to as psychological blockers than other clients do. Like, I might have one client, he might have only like 5 or 6 psychological blockers that are preventing him from being mode 1 on a regular basis. Another client might have 15 or 20 psychological blockers. Another client might have 30 or 40 psychological blockers. It's all about how many beliefs you've absorbed over the last few years, how many invalid beliefs, invalid attitudes, invalid fears, invalid egotistical insecurities, and so on, man. And so I call the combination of those things your social programming. The combination of your valid and invalid beliefs, your valid and invalid attitudes, your valid and invalid fears, your valid and invalid egotistical insecurities, the collective sum of that I refer to as a man or even a woman's social programming. That's the first thing I do with clients when I work with them, is I extract information from them to find out what is the nature of their social programming, because that's going to range from man to man to man. Not all men have the exact same social programming. So I give one example. Let's say I have a client where he's been taught for years to never bring up the subject of sex in the first 2 to 3 conversations with a woman. Let's say that's been ingrained in his head for the last 10, 15, 20 years. Now, if I simply tell that guy, hey, you need to start talking about sex with women in the very first conversation, that's not going to sink in the first time. It's not. Because he has about 15 to 20 years of social programming saying you should never talk about sex with women in the first 2 to 3 conversations. So if I just tell him that one time, that's not going to sink in like that. Because his social programming is going to fight that. His social programming is going to fight that notion of talking with women about sex in the very first conversation. So a client like that, it's going to take me multiple times having to tell him and encourage him, let him know that it's okay to engage a woman in a conversation that includes the subject of sex. Because again, his social programming is going to fight that. And that goes for any guy with anything. So anyway, going back to my commentary today, here's the thing that a lot of you guys need to understand. And again, for some guys, this is going to be repetitive. Step number 1. Just because a woman wants to share your company doesn't mean she wants to have sex with you. That's almost like what I call my golden rule, my Mo 1 golden rule of rules. If you've been listening to a lot of my video podcasts, I made it clear that my number 1 golden rule that probably supersedes any other rule or philosophy or mantra I have is this: never, ever, ever confuse and conflate the appeal of your sexual attention and companionship with the appeal of your non-sexual attention and companionship. Don't ever make that mistake. And this is one rule. A lot of my rules just apply to men and almost men only, but this is one rule that applies to both genders. I would say this rule applies to both men and women equally, because men make this mistake and women make this mistake. Excuse me. Yeah, never confuse and conflate the appeal of your non-sexual attention and companionship with the appeal of your sexual attention and companionship. What does that mean in layman's terms? That means in layman's terms that you can meet a woman that might be totally fascinated with your non-sexual qualities, such as your intelligence, your sense of humor, your ability to maintain an interesting and entertaining conversation. She might be totally enamored by you non-sexually, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to get her pussy wet and she's going to want to, have sex with you on a regular or semi-regular basis, if at all. And same thing with women. Like I know for a fact, I've met a lot of women that I was totally attracted to sexually, but non-sexually, they didn't do shit for me. Matter of fact, if I'm being honest, that would probably represent 90 to 95% of all the women I've met in my life. Most women I've met in my life, I was more attracted to them sexually, far more than I was non-sexually. And I'm sure there's a lot of men listening to me right now who would agree with me on that. So just because somebody is attracted to you sexually doesn't mean they're going to be attracted to you non-sexually, and vice versa. Just because somebody is attracted to you non-sexually doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be attracted to you sexually. So that's the first and foremost thing you need to understand, man, as a man, is just because a woman is being extra friendly towards you and offering to spend time with you a few days per week, a few hours per day, doesn't necessarily mean she wants to suck your dick and give you some pussy. It might just mean she thinks you're flattering and entertaining and easy to talk to. You got to understand that. You got to understand that. So that's rule number one. Number one, you got to understand that women are not attracted to all men sexually. Period. I've said this multiple times. Here's the deal. There's some men that women want to spend time with strictly sexually. There's some men that women want to spend time strictly non-sexually. There's some men that women want to spend time with for a combination of their sexual and non-sexual companionship. I refer to that as romantic attraction. And then there's some men women don't want anything to do with. Even platonically, they don't want anything to do with. Okay, you got that? Okay. Now, here's what's even more important for men to understand. Is not only is it true that women are not sexually attracted to all men they meet, and even all men they might want to spend time with, but even when it comes to sexual attraction, this is important. And this is related to my Negro Manosphere article that's posted below. And remember, all my important and relevant links are in my description section below. But here's the other thing, man. Not all sexual attraction is exactly the same either. Let me repeat that. Not all sexual attraction is exactly the same. What do I mean by that? In other words, it's like this. I would say at minimum, there's at least 4 different categories of sexual attraction that a woman's going to have for a man. 4 different categories of sexual attraction that a woman's going to have for a man. And I want to say I wrote an article about this in the Negro Manosphere. If I did, I'll post it. But there's at least 4 different types of sexual attraction that a woman... First of all, you got to determine if a woman has some type of sexual attraction for you. That's the key thing to identify in your early stages of interacting with a woman. And then the next thing you got to find out is what type of sexual attraction does she have for you. Because see, again, not all women... Here would be my 4 general types of sexual attraction that women will have for men. An interest in engaging in non-relationship sex with a man for free. An interest in engaging in non-relationship sex with a man for free. An interest in engaging in non-relationship sex with a man for money or financial favors or employment offers or some type of tangible reward and incentive. That's the second. Is sexual interest in engaging in non-relationship sex with a man in exchange for some type of tangible incentive or reward. Monetary compensation, financial favors, having their bills paid, having that man offer them a job, something. Okay, you got that? So there's 2 types of non-relationship sex that women are interested in. Non-relationship sex with men for free and non-relationship sex with men in exchange for something. Then, third category is relationship sex with a man for free. relationship sex with a man for free. And then the fourth and final category is relationship sex with a man in exchange for something. In exchange for something. Usually financial security and co-parenting duties. Financial security and or co-parenting duties. So those are the four types of sexual attraction. And see, here's a mistake a lot of men make. Here's the biggest mistake, including myself. I would include myself in this category in my younger years. I made this mistake. And this is what I mentioned in my article in the Negro Manosphere. Sometimes if you're in one category, sometimes you tend to feel like if a woman finds you appealing in one of those four categories, that she's automatically going to find you appealing in one or more of those other three categories. And the reality is that's not true. It's not true. Not true. And as a man, you should know that being a man, because let's be real. You know as well as I do, being a man, that there's some women you want to have sex with within the context of that woman being your girlfriend or even your wife. And then there's other women you want to have sex with just within the context of them being like a mistress, a side piece, a casual sex fuck buddy, or / booty call. So not every woman you want to have sex with is going to fall in the same category. Let's be real about that, fellas. Not every woman you want to have sex with is going to fall into the exact same category. There's some women that some of you guys are willing to pay money to fuck. There's other women that you're willing to fuck casually, but you ain't willing to spend no money on them. There's other women that you want to just have relationship sex with. There's some women you want to have relationship sex with and you want them to give birth to your kids. You want them to help you raise your children. So as men, we're the same way. We have different categories of sex partners. Not only do we have women that we want to have sex with versus women who we don't want to have sex with, but within the category of the women we want to have sex with, most of those women fall into different categories. Well, it's the same thing with women, man. And that's what a lot of you men, some of you men, again, I think some of you men who listen to me regularly, you already understand this. So this is me kind of preaching to the choir. But a lot of you other men, I don't think you understand that, man. That there's different categories. Like, I've given at least 2 stories involving myself. I give case in point, in case you don't remember these 2 stories. Like, I can name at minimum at least 2 times where I was in a woman's casual fuck buddy category, and I assumed that I would be able to escalate and upgrade to being that woman's boyfriend. Like, I can think of at least 2 women I was having casual sex with that after a few weeks or a few months, I actually wanted to be in a relationship with these women. I wanted to be their long-term boyfriend, and they rejected me. One was in Southern California, and one was in Indianapolis. Yeah, man, they both rejected me, man. So that was a wake-up call for me, man. That was a situation where I made that mistake. I assumed because they were sexually attracted to me in one category that they were automatically going to be sexually attracted to me in another category. And the reality was they weren't. They weren't. And quite honestly, I've had a few women that have treated me like that. Matter of fact, I had a woman. Most of the time I've been treated like that is in my 20s and 30s. But even in my 40s, I remember, what was this? This had to be either 2012. Yeah, I think this was 2012. There was a woman I met. She lived in suburban Chicago. She was hottie too. Sister. She was a single mom. She had a daughter. But she was hot. She was a career woman, making nice money, making 6 figures. Anyway, we were talking, and one day she said something interesting. She said, "Alan, I feel sorry for you." And I said, "Why do you feel sorry for me?" She said, "It must get frustrating for you getting used by women." And I jokingly said, well, us men, you know, a lot of times we like to be used just for good dick. And I started laughing, but she didn't really laugh. She basically said something to the fact that, oh, Alan, you're just trying to play it off. But I bet you any money that at different points it's gotten frustrating for you. And I ain't gonna lie, man, her saying that kind of struck a chord with me because, again, thinking of the woman in Southern California and the woman in Indianapolis, among maybe a couple other women, I had to admit in my mind that, yeah, that has affected me. Now, with her, I don't think I acknowledged that. I kind of still just kind of played it off. But it was interesting that she could perceive that in me without knowing me that well. It's like she can sense that in me. Because she basically said, I don't remember her exact words, but essentially it's just like, again, going back to us men. Surely we all know at least one woman that we've socialized with that just about every guy who knew that woman treated her just as like a fuck buddy type. Or, you know, yeah, a casual fuck buddy type, or what some guys would even just call a slut. You know, they would treat that woman like, oh, nobody wants to be in a relationship with Michelle. Everybody knows Michelle's a slut. She's just a fuck buddy. Most guys gonna treat her like a fuck buddy. She ain't gonna be nobody's girlfriend, long-term girlfriend. Well, that's how this woman in suburban Chicago was treating me. She was basically like, Alan, I know most of the women in your life have pretty much treated you just like a male fuck buddy. You don't impress me as the type of guy that women have treated like boyfriend material or future husband material. You're the type of guy that women would just want to fuck a few times, you know, have some orgasms with, and then just dismiss you. And I was like, damn, that's cold. I mean, she was more one with me. She was real, man. She was keeping it real with me. I had to give her respect for keeping her that real with me. And again, she didn't even know me that well. And that was her assessment of me. She was like, Alan, I can tell you're the type of guy that women have generally just treated like a piece of dick. But they didn't want to really date you long term. But yeah, that's how the woman in Southern California, I'll nickname her. I'll give her the nickname of Sharon. Let's call her Sharon. That's the nickname I used to use on Blog Talk Radio for her. Yeah, like Sharon, man. Sharon was this woman. Okay, I always remember, if I'm looking down and to my right, your left, that means I'm looking at notifications. And if I'm ever looking down and to the left, that means I'm looking at bullet point notes I have. I don't have any bullet points for today's video. So anytime I look like I'm distracted, if I'm looking to my right, your left, that means notifications are popping up. But yeah, like Sharon, not her real name, but the woman I dealt with in Southern California. See, this was a woman, man, if I showed y'all a picture of her, y'all would be like, damn, she was fine. If I say this was her, she was fine. She was fine. She was a looker. I would say easily on the mythical scale of 1 to 10, she was easily I would say at bare minimum, she was an 8.5. I would say more so, she was probably a 9. Some guys would probably even rank her 9.5. She was fine. She had like dated like NBA players, NFL players. That's the type of level she was at with dudes. Like, she had rich businessmen that was hitting on her all the time. And now the good news and bad news with Sharon, with me, as a fuck buddy, she loved me as a fuck buddy. We had great sexual chemistry. So as a fuck buddy, you know, I never had a problem with her, man. We would fuck like rabbits, man. But when I expressed an interest in wanting to date her, like, in a serious manner, she almost laughed at me like, oh, hell no. She was basically like, nah, bro. Nah, that ain't gonna ever happen. And I was like, damn, that's cold. Her main reason was money. She told me straight up. She was like, Alan, you don't make enough money for me. She was like, I don't date any guy that makes less than 6 figures. Ever. She's like, I don't date guys who make less than 6 figures. So she was like, for a serious relationship, she was like, you would have to be making a minimum of $100,000 a year in order for us to have any type of long-term relationship. And she said, preferably even more than that. But again, she loved the fuck though. Well, it can't just fucking to be fucking. She loved my company. And the same with this other woman in Indianapolis. I'll call her Walona. Let's give her a nickname of Walona. Walona was like that. Walona was very professional, had a beautiful house. She was easily into the 6 figures. And her reason for not wanting to be in a serious relationship with me is not so much because I wasn't making enough money for her, even though she was making way more money than me. But she had just gotten divorced, like, I want to say about 2 years before I was messing around with her. And she just said in general, she wasn't looking for another serious relationship. She was basically tired of serious relationships. She said she didn't want to get married again. And because of her career pursuits, she just didn't feel like she had the time for a real serious type relationship. So she was like, Alan, I just want you to be my fuck buddy. She was like, I don't want you as a boyfriend. I just want you to give me some dick when I'm horny for some dick. Period. And so anyway, those were situations where I was guilty of the advice I'm giving you right now, which is I assumed because a woman found me sexually appealing in one category that she was going to find me sexually appealing in another category, and that wasn't the case. And if you look at some of these Hollywood situations and media situations, when you really examine them, that was the situation there. Like, okay, let's go with Matt Lauer. Okay, I remember Bill Cosby. I was reading about some of the women who accused Bill Cosby of date rape. And one of the things that some of these women said is that Bill promised to help me with my career. Pay attention to that. Yeah, at least a handful of his accusers said Mr. Cosby or Bill promised to help. See, this is what guys like Bill Cosby needed to realize. If he didn't, assuming he didn't realize this, maybe he did realize it and he just said, fuck it. But keep it real, ain't too many women that was going to fuck Bill Cosby, particularly the older version of Bill Cosby, maybe the young version, but the older version of Bill Cosby, there wasn't too many women going to fuck Bill Cosby just to be fucking him. Let's just keep that shit real. You ain't going to find no beautiful 25, 30-year-old woman that's going to fuck a 60-year-old, 65-year-old Bill Cosby just for the sake of some good dick. Women, if they were going to fuck Bill Cosby, they were going to fuck him in exchange for something. They would fuck him in exchange for something, like a boost in their career or some financial compensation. They ain't gonna fuck a motherfucker like Bill Cosby just to be fucking him. And see, I'm gonna call somebody out that I normally don't call out. I'm generally a fan of this former talk radio host, and now he's a podcast host by the name of Tom Leykis. Tom Leykis. I've mentioned this. I've actually been on his show a couple times. Not as a guest, but I called into the show a couple times. I'd probably say 90% of the shit that Tom Leykis says about male-female relationships, I generally agree with. So there's more things he talks about that I'm on the same page with him than there are things that I'm not on the same page with him. But here's one thing that he repeatedly tends to say, or at least suggest or imply, that I totally disagree with. He has made comments to the effect of, if you have wealth and fame, you will automatically be successful with women sexually. I totally disagree with that. And that's what my article in the Negro Manosphere is about. I totally disagree with that. Totally disagree with that. Wealth, fame, power, and influence do not equal game with women. And anybody who believes that, they delusional. They're delusional. Again, going back to my 4 categories of sexual interest, there is at least minimum. There might even be more than this, but these are the minimum categories of sexual interest for women. There's some women who are interested in having non-relationship sex with men for free. There's some women who are interested in having non-relationship sex with men in exchange for something, such as money, financial favors, other tangible things of value. Women who are interested in having men with sex with men, relationship sex with men for free, and then women who are interested in having relationship sex with men in exchange for something. Those are the 4 categories. Like, if you know about my 4 archetypes of men that I talk about in the Beta Male Revolution: total alpha male with beta traits, beta male with alpha traits, and a total beta male. Here's how I would allocate those 4 interests into those 4 archetypes. Total alpha male is the type of guy that women are typically going to want to engage in non-relationship sex with for free. Non-relationship sex with for free. That's a total alpha male. Total alpha males are going to be the guys that are going to be able to engage in non-relationship sex with women for free. In other words, without spending any significant amount of money on it. They might spend, $10 on lunch or $15 on dinner or something like that. But as far as spending like hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or millions on women, no total alpha male is going to have to do that. Okay, get it? Got it good. The alpha male with beta traits, that's the guy who's going to have attract a lot of women who are interested in engaging in relationship sex for free. Relationship sex for free. So in other words, if you're an alpha male with beta traits, you won't have to be a millionaire to have success with women. You won't even necessarily have to be earning 6 figures to have success with women to become a woman's boyfriend or husband. But you will usually have to promise women long-term monogamy, or if not long-term monogamy, you're going to have to promise to spend a significant amount of time with them non-sexually in addition to the time you spend with them sexually. So that's an alpha male with beta traits. A beta male with alpha traits will cover 2 of those interests I talked about. A beta male with alpha traits is going to be the guy who's going to be able to get women to have both relationship sex with him as well as non-relationship sex with him in exchange for something. In exchange for something. He ain't going to be able to have relationship sex or non-relationship sex with women for free. A beta male with alpha traits will not be able to have relationship sex with a woman for free or non-relationship sex with a woman for free. If he has non-relationship sex with a woman, he's going to have to be a woman's sugar daddy or trick. One of the two. He's going to have to be a woman's sugar daddy and or trick if he wants non-relationship sex. If he wants relationship sex, he's going to have to be a husband who acts as a financial provider and a co-parent. A financial provider and a co-parent. That's a beta male with alpha traits. Okay, you get it? Got it good. And if you're a total beta male, yeah, you could be a trick if you save up enough money. But other than that, you just you're gonna have a tough road. See, the problem with guys like your Matt Lauers, your Charlie Roses, your Harvey Weinsteins, and a few of these other guys who've been accused of sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, these guys thought that their wealth, fame, status, power, and influence would allow them to enter into the fuck buddy for free category. They thought that their status would allow them to put them in the fuck buddy for free category. No. Who's gonna fuck Harvey Weinstein? What young, beautiful, sexy actress is gonna fuck Harvey Weinstein just to be fucking him? Come on, man. Are you serious? I mean, are you serious? And technically, I've already talked about this in my previous video podcast. Like Louis C.K. and guys like that. Women ain't trying to fuck those guys just to be fucking them. There's women who will fuck a guy like Harvey Weinstein in exchange for something. Like, again, a boost in their career or some nice little payoff. Yeah, surely there's some women who would fuck a guy like Harvey Weinstein if they get something out of the deal other than sex. But ain't too many women, particularly young, beautiful, really hot women, that's gonna fuck a Harvey Weinstein just because. Matt Lauer the same thing. Louis C.K. the same thing. Charlie Rose the same thing. Ain't no hot 25-year-old gonna fuck a 75-year-old dude like Charlie Rose just for some dick? Are you serious? Come on, man. Wake the fuck up. When you 75 years old, man, you gotta be hooking women up. You damn near have to be a trick or a sugar daddy. Like Hugh Hefner, man. I mean, you gotta give it up to Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner was realistic in that regard, man. I mean, Hugh Hefner was a guy who was in his 60s, 70s, still banging hot women, but he wasn't banging them just to be banging them. You know, he would let them live in a Playboy mansion for free, so they got free room and board. You know, he's probably hooking them up with nice little financial favors and materialistic gifts. And he openly acknowledged that in one of his interviews. I remember one time he's been interviewed and this woman said, Hugh, aren't you concerned that most of these young, beautiful women are with you just because you're rich and just because they know you're going to basically, you know, be an unofficial sugar daddy for them? And he said, shit. His basic response, I'm paraphrasing, but his response was, at the age of 75, I don't really care if young, beautiful women are with me because of my money, as long as they with me. So he realized that the women he was banging was with him because he was being a financially generous sugar daddy to him. But what I'm saying is, if you're 75 years old and you trying to hook up with a woman that's 25 years old, man, that woman ain't gonna hook up with you just because you got some good dick. Shit. I mean, I'm only 54 years old and I'm starting to come to that realization. I mean, I'll be honest, I still think I got it like that to at least a degree, but I know for a fact I don't have it like that, particularly with real young women like I had in my 20s and 30s. Like, right now at 54, I can't pull a 25-year-old the way I could in my 20s and 30s. I'm realistic about that. I can't pull the average 25-year-old at the age of 54 the way I could in my 20s and 30s. Now, that said, I have hooked up with some women in their 20s. Matter of fact, when I was in Orlando, I hooked up with a young woman. But comparatively speaking, no, man, I don't have as easy a time hooking up with young women as I did when I was younger. So you just got to keep that in mind, man, that not only is there a difference between a woman being attracted to you for sexual reasons versus non-sexual reasons, but even within the context of a woman being attracted to you sexually, you got to understand that, again, there's at least 4 types of sexual interest. I'll repeat it one more time. You're going to have some women who are going to be interested in engaging in non-relationship sex with you for free. Other women who are going to be interested in engaging in non-relationship sex with you in exchange for something, usually money. Women who are going to be interested in engaging in relationship sex with you for free. And women who are going to be interested in engaging in relationship sex with you in exchange for financial security and co-parenting duties. So, put another way, man, you might meet a woman tomorrow that might be very much interested in having sex with you if she thinks you're going to be her long-term boyfriend. But once you tell her you want to just be her fuck buddy, she's going to be like, nah, I ain't interested. Or vice versa. As I've already mentioned about my personal stories, it could be vice versa. You might meet a woman that might be very interested in having you as a fuck buddy, but when you let her know that you want to be her long-term boyfriend, she's going to be like, nah, I ain't interested. Or you might meet a woman that's willing to have sex with you in exchange for you giving her some money. Basically, you tricking with her. But once you suggest to her that you want to have sex with her for free, she's going to be like, nah, I ain't interested. Some women are only going to be interested in having sex with you if you're going to be their husband. Remember that story I told you about when I was talking to those sorority women when I was in college? And they were talking about how they get frustrated when men lied to them and misled them about wanting long-term relationship sex when they really just wanted casual sex. And I said how the women were like, one of the comments they made to me, they said, we know the guys who we want to fuck just to be fucking. I remember them saying that. They said, we know the guys who we want to fuck just to be fucking. Basically, their attitude was, we know what guys we want as just casual fuck buddies. I think all women are like, again, just like men. Women are not that much different from men. It's just like us men. I dare most of you men who are listening to me right now to say, you know, there's a lot of women you know as soon as you meet them that you say to yourself, oh, she's just going to be fuck buddy material. Or she's just going to be side piece material. She's just going to be mistress material. She's just going to be suck my dick every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. material. Yeah, there's some guys who get that specific, including myself at times. I know some of my buddies, they've had women where they say, yeah, the only thing I let her do is suck my dick every Friday night. I don't let her do nothing else. Yeah, man. So, in the same way men have their specific, not only are there women that we look at as women we will fuck and women we won't fuck, but among the women we do want to have sex with, we tend to have different categories for them. Women we would have sex with them being our wife. Women we would have sex with them being our long-term girlfriend. Women we would have sex with them being our mistress or side piece. Women we would have sex with them being just a fuck buddy or booty call, and so on and so on. Women have the same type of categories, man. Women have the same type of categories, and you men need to realize that. Let that sink in. So that you won't make the mistakes that Matt Lauer and Harvey Weinstein and Louis C.K. and all these other motherfuckers have made. Just because a woman wants to have sex with you within one context does not mean she wants to have sex with you within another context. Period. End of story. Okay, again, I'm going to be in the D.C., Virginia area Friday through early Monday morning. I don't know if I'll do any videos while I'm out of town. But I am, again, here's what I'm guaranteeing for this month, even though it's full of holidays. My minimum goal, again, for every month is to do a minimum of 8 videos total, with me doing 4 free videos, 2 video Patreon exclusive videos for my $5 subscribers and up, and a minimum of 2 more videos for my $10 subscribers and up. Again, last month in November, I did 8 free videos. I did 2 $10 videos, but I didn't do any $5 videos. So again, I apologize to my $5 Patreon subscribers. I kind of robbed you of 2 videos last month. So I'm going to make that up to you. Anyway, got a lot of consultations I got to attend to this week. I will talk to you guys later. Mo 1, baby. Make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Who's the king?
Alan, you're the king.
Say it again.
Alan, you're the king. You're dominating me.
Say it again.
Alan, you're dominating me right now. Mode 1.
Mode 1.
Daddy, can I go, please? You're the king.
Say it again.
Oh, you're the fucking king. Yes.
You're the king, Alan.
AKA the king of verbal seduction. You know, it's the tone of your voice, how seductive. Your intonations are the vibrations that you could just reach out over the phone lines and stroke a woman's breast just by the sound of your voice. How you could make her pussy so wet just by the sound of your voice. That's actually very hot.
So you said my show was what?
I said your show is powerful.
Oh, say it again.
Your show is powerful.
I bet the king would fuck me really good.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie. The king.
The king.
The king.